Well, now that the GOP's plan to repeal and replace Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, is off the table, what's next?
Yeah, and if a plan is passed, how will it affect those who depend on Obamacare? President and CEO of Auerbach and Gussin Insurance, Craig Gussin, joins us now to talk about this. And let's finish the discussion that you and I were just having privately. So President Trump has been talking about this since day one. He hasn't released a lot of specifics. He gave us some detail. Do you think the lack of information is what caused the demise of this plan?
I don't think it has to do with that as much as you have this Republican Party, and you have, and it really doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democrat, but you have some very conservatives who want certain things, you want others who want other things, and they could never get them both to work together. That was the part that was impossible to accomplish. So, you know, the example I always use is imagine having a wheelbarrow full of frogs. To take a picture, you put them all in, you're about to take a picture, one jumps out. Then you put it back in another one. That's what happened, and that's what you saw today when I was listening to the person you interviewed in Washington, D.C. They could never get everybody to agree on anything to make it work and go to the next step. And I do think the president's going to have to take a step back and figure out how to slowly get it done. And I think it's just was more than they ever realized. I think the president made a really good comment weeks ago. He didn't realize how difficult and how big the health insurance is. And that's the problem that he ran into. And no matter which way he turned, somebody was against it. And he needed so many votes to make it pass. And it was impossible to do with everybody wanting certain things. And that's where we're at today. It was I think it's a shock to a lot of people.
Yeah. We had a reporter on earlier from CNN, and she said obviously the Democrats are celebrating, but the bottom line is Obamacare is still in place, and there's not much room to celebrate if that stays in place, is there?
And I would tell you, a month ago I was in Washington, D.C., and it was a very positive environment. First time in years that I've been there, they were so positive. Everybody on both sides of the aisle were really happy that we were going to do something. But there were about 10 Republicans and 12 Democrats who were causing all this, what I would say, animosity, or everything you see on TV, the same people. So I don't think they're that happy back there. I think most of the people really wanted to fix it and make it better. And I still think they want to. And they got to figure out a way to do it because, as the president and everybody has said, it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And it's going to get to a point where in the next 12 to 18 months, as all these legislators start to think about being reelected and health insurance rates skyrocket worse than they are today, that they're really going to say we need to do something. Now, we're lucky in California because we're a state-run plan. We've done everything right. So really, California is not really going to be affected by everything going on. But you're also right that it's the law. You got to have health insurance or you're going to pay a penalty. Nothing's really changed. We were hoping changes would come out that would allow you to offer more plans. That, to me, was the biggest issue we ran into. How can we offer more people more plans? I always say when you're driving down the freeway and you look at all the cars, everyone is a different kind of car, different color. People like choices. We only have 4 choices out there right now: platinum, gold, silver, bronze. Not many people buy platinum, not many people buy bronze. So you have really 2 good plans out there to choose from. We need more choices, and that's where we're at today. We're going to see what happens. I think it's going to be a wait and see. I was somewhat surprised by what happened. I figured people would step up and go, you know, we don't want Obamacare, because that's what the president said yesterday, if you want it. So I think we're going to see changes. And I don't think a lot of the Democrats are really happy either. And I think behind the scenes, hopefully, change will be made for the better, and just make it a better plan and give people more choices, more options. And, you know, we're going to see what happens. But
maybe next time around we'll see some bipartisan support then.
I hope so, but that part of it is just pretty bad. You know, I mean, you see it and report it, and more than I do, and we need everybody to get on the same page. And if they don't, I think we're going to see a lot of people not get reelected, and unfortunately that's the way the government and politicians work, and that's sad, that's the way it is, but I think we need to get more people on the same page, and I think with time we will.
All right, Craig, thanks so much for stopping by.
My pleasure. It's good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see you. Thanks.